What up, everybody? I'm Thompson, and this is Thompson Talk. Hope everyone has had an amazing Friday. My workday is finally over. It is 16:50, which means I am finally able to enjoy my weekend. Since it's Friday, I don't have to rush to the gym right away, so there's something that I wanted to talk to everybody about because it's something I've been coming across on YouTube lately. I've watched a couple of videos, seen a couple of the comments, actually been getting a couple of comments myself, so figured I'd talk about the military and the LGBT community. I have not been in but 2.5 years, so I can't really speak on any of the issues that happened with the Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy back when 9/11 occurred. But what I can tell you is my experience that I've had since I've been in the military. So I come from a very highly populated military area, Newport News, Williamsburg, Hampton Roads area, Norfolk, where they have not only an Army base, but they have a Navy base as well. Norfolk Naval Base, Portsmouth Naval Hospital. So I was used to always being around military individuals. And now, as far as any gay individuals that I knew, whether they be lesbian or gay, I did not know any that were currently serving. So when I actually made the conscious decision to enlist, one of my biggest fears was, how am I going to be treated through the whole process? You watch a lot of movies where lesbians and gays in the military are treated horribly, bullied, beaten, killed, severely hazed. So it was one of the big setbacks that I had in my mind when I was choosing whether or not to make this happen. Honestly, I have to say in the beginning, one of the scariest parts was actually going to the recruiter station, because once I stepped foot into the recruiter's office for the Army, I was surrounded by nothing but heterosexual macho men. They were buff. I was like, is this something that I really want to do? My recruiter was super cool, and since I got a decent score on my ASVAB, a lot of jobs opened up for me, but I knew I wanted something in the medical field, so he explained to me, to his best ability, because he was not medical, he was artillery, what those jobs entailed on the real side, and not what your the videos that you watch before you join tell you. So going through the whole process, at the recruiter station, I finally found what MOS I wanted to do. I finished most of my paperwork. The next step was going to MEPS. Now, going to MEPS made me feel a lot better. Even though I only saw a bunch of lesbians, it was nice to see a familiar face, knowing that I wasn't going to be alone going through this. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there were a lot of gay men there, but studs are a lot easier to pick out, and so seeing that someone from the LGBT community was there going through the same process with me helped me feel at ease a little bit. Not a lot. It was still a stressful situation. Now, after MEPS, heading off to basic training was stressful. Oh my God. I remember there were so many different thoughts going through my head. I had no idea what to expect, because even though you talk to people who've gone through the military process, whether it be Navy, Army, Marines, Coast Guard, Air Force, all of them are different, and each experience that they had is different because they went to a different training facility. So arriving to basic training, it was just exhausting. I mean, physically, you were tired. Mentally, you had no idea what was about to go down. You heard horror stories about shark attacks and drill sergeants coming out of everywhere. They talk about, give me 50, rah, 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 rah. But no, it wasn't like that. We got there around 1:30 in the morning, and everyone was just tired. And it just really consisted of them telling us to get our bags, run upstairs, and we had to sit in this big briefing where they basically tell you everything that's about to go down over the next 12 weeks. Reception's over, and now I'm actually at basic training, learning the stuff, formation, half right face, left face, about face, revelry, retreat, all this stuff. And I'm still just kind of like, oh my God, does anybody know? Am I acting too gay? And then One of the days when I was sitting there at my bunk, you know, it's been the end of the day where you kind of have some downtime, a friend of mine came up to me and was like, "Hey, are you?" And that's all he said. "Are you?" And I looked at him and I was like, "Are you?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh my God." My safe. So for the first little bit, it was only me and him. It was only me and him. And actually it only turned out, as far as I know, to be me and him as far as the males go in our unit. But it was funny because one of the nights I was laying in my bunk and I was on the top, and the guy on the top bunk next to me, he whispers, it's like 12:30, 1 o'clock. Mind you, we've had our asses kicked all day. So we are tired. And I'm trying to go to sleep under those little woolen blankets, and he's like, "Psst, Thompson." I'm like, "What do you want? Go to sleep. I'm tired." He's like, "Psst, Thompson." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Are you a homosexual?" Now, I am dying because no one uses the word homosexual. I was just too weak. And so I respond back with, "Why are we whispering?" Now, mind you, I'm in a bay full of 60 guys, nothing but dudes. Now, let me tell you, some stuff happens when there's nothing but guys. There's a lot of fights, there's a lot of arguments, there's a lot of "I'm bigger than you," there's a lot of Army Reserve is better than the active Army, and there's a lot of active Army is better than the Army Reserves. It's crazy in there. But the one thing that did not happen at all throughout my 13 weeks while I was at basic training was that I felt disrespected at all, or I felt afraid to be myself. Now, when it comes to LGBT in the Army, things are different now. I can't speak for any of the other forces because I'm not in the forces. I'm just in the Army. I can tell you that my experience so far has been a positive one. Of course, not everybody's gonna like you, but that has nothing to do with the fact that you're gay. It just has to do with the fact that not everybody likes everybody. I mean, so I make it all the way through basic training. I make it through AIT. I finally get to my first duty station. Nothing. Not once have I had an incident where I felt insecure or afraid to be myself at all. Now, I have some friends who are not in the medical MOSs. I have some friends who are actually still out in the combat MOSs. They're out in the field. They're actually doing real Army things. They're going to field training. They're going to NCT. They're going to the gas chamber doing ruck marches. Now, in MOSs such as like artillery, infantry, like the Cav Scouts, I've heard from some of the gay men there that they still have issues and they feel uncomfortable at times about being themselves, that they're being talked about, or that they're getting passed over for certain promotions because of their sexuality. Now, I can't verify these because they are not my life. I have not lived them. All I can tell you is my experience. But to me, it seems as though in the combat MOSs, there's still the issue of being an openly gay male. Now, as far as it comes to lesbians in the military, there's not really an issue with lesbians, but then again, in the heterosexual world either, straight men don't really find being a lesbian as offensive as being a gay male or a queer male. Now, one thing I can speak on, because it's something I've witnessed and experienced myself, is people's negativity towards trans individuals being able to join the military. But like all big things that have happened throughout history, such as interracial dating or just being gay, it's gonna take some time before people stop seeing it as a "oh my God" moment. But being that I need to make it to the gym at some point today, I'm just going to end this video like this. I haven't really experienced anything negative about my sexuality in the military. One reason I think that is because the only thing that really separates me from another guy in the Army is the fact that I date men. I mean, I walk through my day-to-day life just being a normal person. I wake up, I go to work, I come home, I go to the gym. I mean, I'm just a normal person. So if you feel as though you want to serve your country, do not let any fears of what could possibly happen to you or all the things on TV stop you from what you want to do. I have one friend of mine who just graduated from Fort Jackson basic training and AIT, who is also a gay male, and another who is getting ready to go to Fort Jackson for basic and AIT, who is also a gay male. So if you want to do it, I say go for it. I've had nothing but great experiences. I've learned a lot. I've challenged myself. I've pushed myself to the limit. So if enlisting and putting on this uniform is something that you really want to do, I say go for it. I've had a great time. There's nothing but great experiences to be had, and you're going to meet some amazing people. But since it's officially my weekend, I'm about to get out of here. So, before I get out of here and head to my afternoon workout, I just wanted to say thanks for watching. I'm Thompson, and this is Thompson Talks. New content will be posted every Sunday afternoon, so just keep an eye out for that. Press subscribe down below if you like this video and show me some love. As always, stay motivated, get caffeinated, and we'll get through this day together.